What are some things that people should know about starting a podcast, or why they should start a podcast, or what are questions we should be asking ourselves if it's even right to do?
Just what you just asked. Is it even right for you to do? One of the statistics about podcasts is they last on average 7 episodes.
That's it?
That's it, on average. And when you look at the numbers of podcasts, that plus 2 million plus, the thing about that is how many of those are active? How many of those have had an episode in the last 3 months, 6 months? Further we go out, the higher that number gets of inactive podcasts. And the reason is it's work. Believe me, it's work. I broadcast twice a week. I have an interview that comes out on Mondays, and on Thursdays, I give what I call a quick bite. It's less than 5 minutes long, where it's just me giving a tip. That's a lot of work. And you have to do it every week, every month, every other week, however often you come out, you've got to do it because your listeners are expecting it.
As you're talking, I'm thinking about how long I've been on air, and it's going to be 7 years in January, and that's 364 shows, and consistent and consistent. I agree with you, Peter. I have a lot of people ask me about my podcast and about starting one and if they should and this and that. And I say, yes, you should. And you should make it where you block schedule yourself to do this content, but not only to do it, to prepare for it. You got to get systems in place to invite guests, to get guests on, to keep content fresh. But I've done about 364 shows on iHeartradio.
It's amazing.
And it is. And the fact of the matter, why I choose iHeartradio is that it keeps me on target and on time, and it's consistent. I have to be there. I know I have to be there, right? Because if we don't, then we'll miss our show. And then guess what? Then they're playing the best of Emilio.
Right.
And we don't want that. We don't want that.
No, fresh content is amazing.
It is. So I appreciate what you said about basically consistency. So consistency is basically number one, consistency. What would you say is the second most important thing to questioning if you should start a podcast or not?
What is the benefit of your podcast? What are you trying to get across to your listeners? And it can't be, well, just tune in and we're going to talk about anything. Yeah, no one's going to tune in, not consistently anyway. If last week you spoke about, not you, but the podcaster spoke about increase in taxes, and the next week they spoke about proper ways to brush your teeth.
Yeah, no, why? You're gonna lose your audience.
Yeah, no one's going to do that. So what's the benefit? What are you going to talk about? What are they going to get from it? Now, a lot of people think they also have to have a $400, $500 mic. They believe they have to have certain equipment. That's great, but I don't know if I would do that at the beginning. I know I didn't, because I wanted to know that I could do this consistently.
Yeah.
I wanted to prove it to myself. So I had a great $100 mic. I had inexpensive equipment, and it worked well. Mm-hmm. It did everything I needed to do. As time went on, I stepped things up a little bit as far as the mic goes, the interface goes, and all that. But you can get a great $100 USB mic that you can plug into your computer, and you're good to go. Then the research starts. Who hosts it? How's it get distributed out to iTunes and those things? There are companies who will do that for you. Services everywhere for that now. You just start doing the research. And the greatest thing is this is a community for the most part. If you want to start a podcast, call someone who has started a podcast successfully. Contact them and ask them, what do I need to do? I will sit with anybody who wants to start a podcast and say, here's what I suggest. Do this, do that. Here's a book to read or a podcast to listen to.